Hey, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Tony Max. Y'all know I do it to the max. Coming back at y'all again with another fantastic episode of Truth to Life, where we discuss real life issues that affect real life people in real everyday life. Well, in today's issue, you guys, we're going to discuss another sensitive topic, and this is going to be marriage and relationships and what black women expect and the reason why their expectations are unrealistic, which leads to eventual breakup. So, I know that was a lot, but I'll try to make it as concise as I possibly can. With that being said, I hope you got your pen in your bag. You ready? Come on, let's dig in. Okay, listen, you guys. Ladies, look, a lot of the stuff that I talk about, it's gonna hurt your feelings and it's gonna cut. But again, can you handle the truth? Stop all the tap dancing and making excuses and trying to justify your position and just accept the truth for what it is and really analyze yourself and your past relationships and think about the logic. That's all I'm asking. Think about the logic. Now, digging into the topic, unrealistic expectations on black relationships when you're already in them. See, the problem, ladies, is that you guys have this unrealistic expectation that a relationship is supposed to be exciting and fantastic and whimsical. And that's just not reality. Most good, solid, normal, regular relationships are just that. They're normal, regular relationships, ladies. Ain't nobody they're not going on trips around the world every weekend or every month and, going on fantastic shopping sprees all the time. Look, let's look at the percentage. Let's break this down into a numbers game, okay? Now, out of 100% of relationships that are married, which are very small. So we're just gonna deal with the 100% of marriages that are out of the 33 and let's just say 26 and 26, right? Let's just say it's just even 26% that are black men and black women married. Now, look, out of those relationships that are healthy and long-lasting over time, they're boring. We're creatures. Let's break this down to science first, sociology and psychology. For one, first and foremost, all humans are habit-orientated creatures. We revert to habits. We establish comfortable routines. That's what humans do. Just across the board, not black men, white men type thing, or black women, white women, whatever, just straight humans, okay? That's what we do first, and we are creatures of habit. So let's get that established. You can consult any professional, they'll tell you the same, because I've read a lot of over 300, almost 400 books now. And the majority of those books are consistent in the things. Most of the books that I read are sociology, psychology, books about the brain, personalities, communication, things like that. Well, in saying that, because we're creatures of habit, we establish routines rather quickly so that we can get accustomed and acclimated into a certain pattern of life. That's why we exhibit certain patterns of behavior, because we establish patterns. Why? Because of habits. Anything that is a habit can be analyzed from a topographic view as a pattern of behavior, okay? Now, we're setting the patterns and habits to the side. Now, within the relationships, what happens is that you got a lot of ladies, you watch too much Lifetime and AME or whatever these other channels are, the woman channel, woman TV, which is what I call it, woman TV channels. So it's great, that's cool, but you need to be able to differentiate in between what is reality and what is actually fiction. So fact-based versus fiction. You gotta be able to separate those two, and the problem is that you guys tend to try to combine those two, and your expectations change because you're too busy watching what's going on these TV shows and movies, and you expect your husband and or your boyfriend to do the same types of things, and that's just not reality. Let me bust it down even further. Let's say that you have a husband who is a construction worker or a plumber or something like that, a carpenter, right? He gets up every day, let's say he makes him between 40 to 75, maybe 80,000 a year, okay? You guys live a pretty comfortable middle class life. You know, kids go to school, everybody got what they need, all the basics and a little bit extra, some of the wants as well. You have a car, he has a car, little money in the bank, and y'all doing y'all thing. And let's say you guys maybe take a vacation once or twice a year, family vacation, and maybe even you guys take a couple vacation every now and then. Maybe not nothing fantastic or exotic, but you know, just something basic and routine. Well, that's normal, right? You guys are expecting folks to take you seeing stuff on TV and you seeing them going to the islands and, you know, fantastic stuff on a regular basis and $10,000, $20,000 shopping sprees and all this. And then, not to mention, for those of you that have single friends or maybe even other married friends that are living this exotic, fantastic lifestyle, you expect your man to come up to that level, and it's just not realistic. It's not realistic. He's just not that, that's just not what it is. So what happens is that because you have these unrealistic expectations that you're beginning to place on your man when it wasn't like this in the beginning, now the relationship is suffering frustrations due to your lack of satisfaction as a result of what your man is or is not doing. This is what creates a problem and a break in the normal comfort zone pattern that you guys had recently established at the beginning of your relationship, when he was all that in a bag of chips and Prince Charming and everything because he wanted to marry you and he gave you access to marriage and you liked him and he liked you and you loved him and he loved you and y'all clicked and had great chemistry and all of that. Well, the mundaneness of life begins to set in after the newness wears away, right? So this is all something that happens and accumulates over time. So now you're becoming bored and you're trying to find things to make your life exciting again. Well, instead of looking to these TV shows and unrealistic lifestyles that folks are living in movies and in books and magazines, why don't you start looking within your relationship and trying to be more creative in ways that will bring the excitement that you like into your relationship. Have the conversation with your husband. Hey, baby, remember this is your husband. Hey, baby, you know, things are not as exciting as I would like for them to be. So how about we put because he needs to be a part of the conversation, right? So the way that you cater to our egos is you say, we. How about we put our minds together and we come up with something, or you come up with something. Let's work together on this thing that's going to add the excitement. Let's brainstorm some ideas. And then you guys work that out amongst each other and come to a plausible agreement that you can both settle on. Neither one of you guys can have a fixated mind on any specific fixed idea. It cannot be fixed. That's the purpose of making your woman happy. That's the purpose of making your man happy. So you guys come to an agreement. Notice I said plausible. Plausible is just another word for worthy, agreeable, acceptable. You know what I'm saying? And you work that out. Look, check this out. If you guys go to any old folks home and you talk to people that's been married for 60, 70 years or whatever, maybe even widowed, men or women, and talk to them and you'll come to the common understanding that there is a tapestry that's consistent within relationships. And you know what it is? It's compromise. Compromise and understanding. So as long as you're willing to compromise, because it can't always be your way and it can't always be her way. So you guys are it's going to take a lot. Teamwork make the dream work, baby. That's how you get things done. You can't view one another as enemies or as competitors. God's word said, and the two became one. One. Number one flesh. See how these are intertwined, these two fingers? They're intertwined and they create one, not two. You're no longer two. You came away from your friends and your homegirls, ladies, and your kinfolks and all them and rah, yeah girl, you don't need no man and rah, all that old madness. You came away, you came up out of and went because at the end of the day, you're gonna die by yourself. Okay, so it's best that you have you a husband, because it ain't gonna be your kinfolks there with you. That's gonna die with you in your house by yourself, because you're gonna be by yourself. You're gonna have you some pets, and that's what it is. So go get you a husband. Align yourself to whatever his plan is, assuming that he's under a discipline higher than himself, God's primarily, and that's the reason why you have a lot of women that don't want to choose a lot of these cats, because they ain't under no discipline. They think that it's supposed to be a dictatorship, and that's when abuse comes in, because he's not under any headship himself. God is the head of man. Man is the head of woman. Period. Across the board. That's just what the Word of God says. That's how it goes. You can't change the rules. So if you got a problem, go talk to the one that set everything into the hierarchy that he set it. He's the one that organized things the way that he wanted them to be for a specific reason. So as long as you're willing to fall in that line under the right man, not just some trash that's going to ruin your life, but the right man and a good man who's under a discipline above himself, then, you know, hey, and it don't even have to be a God thing. Hopefully it is. You know what I'm saying? But in a situation that you don't believe in God, or you don't follow God, I mean, even an organization or a structure that is above, bigger than him. So men, even if it's a mentor, let's just say it like that, a mentor, you're following under the discipline of a mentor that's going to hold you accountable, or maybe even a group of men who hold you accountable. I got a few guys that I talk to in my life that, guess what? They hold me accountable. But like God's word say, if you check yourself, he don't say it like this, but I'm paraphrasing. He say basically, if you check yourself, you won't need to be checked by nobody else, because you'll already be holding yourself to a higher level of standard of living. And that's pretty much how I've always lived my life, for the most part, especially as I've grown older. Now, with that being said, so what you do, ladies, is when you come under the headship of a man and you guys begin to work together as a team effort, then that's when your marriage levels out and becomes more agreeable and more friendly. You have to be more agreeable and more friendly first and foremost, and know how to handle and deal with and interact with your man, and understand that he's the man and you are the woman, and you are not his partner, you are his wife. His wife is his helpmeet. So these are the problems that you guys get misunderstood and misconstrued in your psychology. So play your position. It doesn't mean you got to be trailing behind him. He is your leader, but it's kind of like you kind of like off to the right a little bit, on the side, but slightly behind. That's actually your position, you know what I'm saying? Not like directly behind, but like slightly behind, because you guys, he need to be right there. You're within arm's length, so he need to be able to reach out and grab you. Come on, girl, you know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Period. That's how it's supposed to go in a good, normal, healthy relationship. So stop expecting these private jet trips and all this old stuff and Prada. Now, that's fine, that's cool if you got it, but if you don't, it's not that serious. Don't make stuff or things more important than your relationship with your man. Think about that. I'm gonna say that again. Do not make things, stuff, and trips and other acquisitions more important than your relationship with your man. Stop making your homegirls and your friends and your kinfolks and them more important than your man. Stop making other people's opinions more important than you and your man, and more important than your opinion of your man. Don't let their opinion of your man become your perception of your man. Don't let them influence you like that, because it's a derogatory contamination, and it ruins the relationship. Think about it. I got some more videos coming. Anyway, I'm gonna stop that right there, because it's a whole bunch of information. So hopefully you'll be able to just allow that to marinate in your mind for a little bit, and really understand and analyze the dynamics of it and what's really going on in your relationship. So with that being said, thank y'all for coming to the channel. Thanks for the love and the support. Hey man, I'm almost at that 200. I'm gonna get that 1,000. I'm gonna get to my first 1,000 subscribers. But thanks for all of you guys that are loyal and have been watching my channel and, you know, liking, subscribing, and all the good stuff. So don't forget, man, in the upper right hand corner, if you're on your laptop or your PC, click on the links in the banner where you can support the channel in any way you can, for my music, donations, or whatever, however you want to do it, is all there. And for you guys that are on your phone or a pad or any other device, you can click directly under the video where it says show more. Click that button, it'll show the links and the other ways that you can support the video, the channel. And again, man, hey, thanks for the love and support, man. I really appreciate you guys. Hey, all my players and players out there, for those of you guys that are not familiar with that terminology, that's my personal acronym: productive life, always yielding accomplishment. P.L.A.Y.A. productive lives are always yielding accomplishment. So, hey, men and women, you know what I'm saying? That's just how it goes, baby. Anyway, again, thanks for all the love. I really appreciate you guys. Peace and progress to you. Next we meet. Mwah.